That's why I'm so high. She can be to me relief, and that's how I get by.
Good morning. We're headed to Crasian Brewing Company. We're gonna stop by and have a little visit with Michelle and Tom. We're making some sort of fermented beverage. We haven't really talked about what kind of beer we're making today, so we'll figure it out when we get there. Kind of a nice morning. We didn't have to get up super early, and it's sunny, and we got a big comfortable family hauler that we're driving today. I think it's going to be a good day. Right, Brian?
Yeah.
She can see what's inside me, and I've come to believe in her. It's alright. Watching her breathe in the night. She will need to be.
Now the name come from Michelle. She's half Japanese. Her mother's from Japan. And it started off about 30 years ago as Crazy Asian, and then over time that became Crasian. So that's where we got that. Of course, her mom always says, I'm the original Crasian. So she likes to make that clear. Yeah, so when we got to the point to where we decided we wanted to open a brewery for our own, we started looking around some local places. I'm from Delphi. Thought about Delphi for a little while. Come over to Brookston. Actually, I was on my way home from Lafayette one day and just stopped on the corner over here, and there was a place for sale, and I looked around at what the square footage wasn't there. So I looked down, I saw the Pizza King sign. I'm like, man, I know the guy that owns this Pizza King. So I went in, he wasn't there. Asked before I even got home, the phone rang, and Robert says, yeah, I got a space you might be interested in right here at the Pizza King. So come in, checked it out, and we're like, yeah, this is it. I mean, loading dock, good big area in the back, this tasting room. That's where the concept, and then it's come from there.
Tom and I did the bulk of the build out ourselves with the help of friends. We did very, very little contracting out for the work. So it was just a long, 10 months?
Yeah, we knew we wanted to be open for the Apple Popcorn Festival in September. And so that was our goal. Week 1 of February, I think, is where we're at. And that's the whole time, that was the goal, to be open. And we took it right down to, there was wet paint when the doors opened, so yeah.
It's tomorrow, yeah.
So we try to get most of our base malts locally from Sugar Creek in Lebanon. We supplement with specialty grains from other places, which we do hand mill ourselves, the specialty malts. We try to source our hops local too if we can. I'd say more than half of our hops are locally grown in the States. So.
Indy High Vines and Liberty hops from North Liberty, Indiana. Basically, we've got a 4-barrel system. We mash in, we're usually around 225 pounds of malt. We've got two kettles, as you see in the video, and we try to just keep it equal. You can either do 2 barrels of 2 different beers if you want and go into 2 different fermenters, or all we've done so far is just 4 barrels. So yeah, so on the system, there's 2 separate kettles, and they're open kettles. So I like to start the first kettle 30 minutes before the second one. Reason for that is if you finish both your boils at the same time, one of them is going to be sitting there for 20-30 minutes while you're transferring beer out of the other one into the fermenter. And then I made a few little upgrades, you might say, to make things a little easier for us. Put that stainless steel hanger up there to where I could trip the kettles to get a little bit more efficiency out of it. I get a little bit more wort out that we were losing before we built that, and it's much easier to get the malt out of the kettles that way. So yeah, I mean, depending on the what we're doing for that day, obviously depends on the hops and all the other stuff. But really, I mean, it's probably the most similar system to home brewing as you can get. You know, we do have the PLCs that it's great to control times and temperatures.
We usually split 2. We have the 2 kettles, so one of us will do kettle A, one of us will do kettle B, and we space them out about 20 minutes just to give us some time to, and that gives us time to clean in between as well.
And then, you know, once we try to get, I like 3 weeks to be able to ferment out. We'll transfer it down to the bright tank. We'll let it set overnight, cold crash it, and carbonate it, which usually takes another 6 or 8 hours to do that. And then we keg everything that we have, and most of it's a quarter barrel kegs. Just now getting ready to do some distribution. We've just started a couple places, so getting busy for sure.
Hey Dave, you ready for a beer run?
What?
You're on your own whenever I'm around. I'm not alone, but feeling like a clown. Now wait a minute.
Harold's Honey Red Ale, flagship beer. The base malts are from Sugar Creek Malt out of Lebanon, Indiana. Hops are from Liberty Hop Farms from North Liberty, Indiana. Honey is local here in Battleground. A friend of mine that used to work at Ball that's now retired is a beekeeper and has been for about 30 years. The guy talks about bees and honey like we talk about craft beer. Well, obviously the water's here in Brookston, so that's one thing that we're really proud of. We try and stay as local as possible. It's a malt forward beer, and then it ends with that sweet from the honey.
Like an old bloodhound. A spade's a spade.
And then as far as, you know, I don't have any professional history as a brewer.
I don't either.
Just a home brewer. Yeah, she doesn't either. And so we researched it and found a company, Colorado Brewing Systems, out of Fort Collins, Colorado. And we decided to go out there for a week. They have a brewery up in Wyoming, Freedom's Edge Brewing Company. And we did a brew day with them on their 5-barrel system. And between, I was like, yeah, I understand how this works, and the cost, we were sold on it. And I'm glad we did. It was the guy on a major budget's way to get started in brewing.
Well, actually, we started brewing. Me and the kids got Tom a Mr. Beer kit for Father's Day, and we made the worst beer ever.
It was horrible.
And
Drank every
we
ounce
still
of it.
drank it, but it was awful. And decided maybe we should look into a little bit better system for brewing, which was the cooler and that whole burner, kettle, nothing fancy. It was actually a used set that we got from a friend. And then slowly added to that as time went on, I guess. And so now we've got the pilot system now is the Blickman power tower.
Yeah, when we started, it wasn't like, let's do this every once in a while. We had, 3 to 5 carboys, either primary, secondary, the whole time. And we had neighbors that were more than happy to help us with it. So.
Yeah, we rotated beers out pretty quick. When you go through 5 gallons in a weekend, you have to have something to back it up. So, out of necessity, yeah, we brewed quite a bit.
Now all those same neighbors are mad because they got to drive 9 miles over here and pay for the beers.
Both did. You promised on your life. You promised on your.
I think the building itself is somewhere around 100 plus years old. We've asked one of the local guys that knows the history of Brooks, and he hadn't gotten back with us yet. But as far as the history of the building,
Yeah, it was. I know this was an apartment back in the early 70s because one of our customers used to live here, and then it was just a paper box for many, many years. And they made boxes and puzzles and teaching supplies like decorations for the bulletin boards, things like that.
yeah, and our tasting room was the front offices for the place, and then back we put the wall up, but this used to be one big warehouse back there where all the big equipment was, and we had to fill in some concrete in areas where some of the equipment was just because they were trip hazards. But what a great place back there, it's nice solid concrete to put them big heavy tanks on. So very fortunate when we got this place.
And she holds you tight for what you're doing down there.
As far as why craft beer, we went to Colorado several years ago, and at the time we were pretty new into craft beer, and we did a brewery tour. I visited a bunch of places and not only fell in love with craft beer, but just the whole tasting room, just the atmosphere, the people that we met, and that whole camaraderie we really, really liked. And so we came home and realized there's not a lot of craft beer in this area. So out of necessity, we learned how to brew. We said, how hard is it to brew? We're sure that we can figure it out. And then as far as the brewery goes, we became empty nesters. We always wanted to have our own business, never knew what. Everyone tells you if you do what you love, it's not work. So I just one day thought, how hard is it to open a brewery? And maybe 18 months later, we were open for business. So it's not that hard to open a brewery after all.
As long as you do your research and love what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because you will live, as you know, being a brewer, you will live here.
And I
Which is
think
cool.
it's obviously we love beer, but it's, for me too, it's the creativity, the freedom to experiment and make something handcrafted and share that with people. When we were homebrewing, of course, we shared our beer with anyone who wanted to drink it. So it's the same thing here. I feel like the tasting room for me is an extension of my home. And I want people to come in and have that same experience. Here we made this beer, give it a go, give it a try, see what you think. And I always encourage our customers to get out there, find some craft beer. I don't care where it's from or what style it is, find it, drink it, tell people about it, and share that with everyone too. And if you think you might want to brew, try it. Go buy a kit, make some beer.
Sit in with us on a brew day.
Yeah, just whatever it is, do it.
I think my biggest surprise, though, since we've been open is, we did this all about making beer and drinking beer and enjoying beer. And what's really happening is this is a little farm town in the middle of nowhere. And we get regulars that come in, and it's almost beer is the product is becoming the backseat now. Where people come in because they want to the conversation and, just enjoy themselves and relax, place to go. We're still here, and I cannot believe this is in Brookston, Indiana, which is a great compliment. I mean, I'm glad they're happy, but Michelle's always been a social butterfly, and I think this has been a great outlet for her, and our employees too. I mean, I think probably everyone's been to a brewery that no one talked to you the whole time you were there, maybe stood at the other end of the bar. I about guarantee you if that happens here, it's because you did want to talk to somebody, which has been neat. I'm really enjoying that. So.
Yeah, people make friends. We've had people get jobs sitting at the bar just by talking to someone that they probably never would have talked to before. So I always try to encourage people to, like, hey, this is so-and-so. My locals, my regulars, they're great at introducing themselves because they know the newbies. They can pick them out, and they're really good at initiating conversations and getting things going. Our vinyl nights, Bring Your Own Vinyl nights, have been a lot of fun too because it just turns into a giant sing-along, and we have all walks of life that come in for that. And so that's, I guess, what Tom's talking about, like to see community coming together, people that don't even know each other. And then you also find a lot of people who get talking that have mutual friends and they had no idea. And had they not sat down, if they were just watching TV or on their phones, they never would have made that connection. So I think that's been really surprising for us and something that we really enjoy. It's fun to watch.
On our way home from Crasian, we had a nice day with Michelle and Tom. We made Harold's Honey Red Ale. I got to chat with them. Had a nice day. Hopefully we'll be back in there and get to try that beer out. We also drank that beer for the beer run today. It was a nice chugger. I couldn't finish it. Michelle destroyed me on that.
Michelle did a hell of a job.
Yeah. Nice people, fun people, plenty of beers to go around for the day, a couple pizzas from next door, good time. I'm gonna watch the road now.
There was a drive-away plan when you knew it was over. The try again plan when you changed your mind. Let's make a plan that sounded awfully familiar. We got a plan and we can pull this off. 'Cause every day when I see you, I wonder, should I have a plan to promise you everything, to try and do everything.
Cause we're done and we're going home. Bye! No, we ain't gonna do that.
No, man.
Don't hit stop yet.
Don't.
Okay. Don't.
That's what she said.
Is this still recording?
Yeah, I just left the recording because
I'm helping. Ryan, you are glowing. Are you pregnant?
well, I don't kiss and tell.
I told you, man.